They say fame can be a beautiful illusion. It gives you everything you ever wanted and quietly takes away what truly matters. At 76, the tragedy of Joyce DeWitt is beyond heartbreaking. Once one of television's most beloved faces, her story is not about scandal or downfall, it's about how success can leave you standing alone when the lights go out. Joyce DeWitt became a household name in the late 1970s when she played Janet Wood on the hit sitcom Three's Company. With her witty charm, intelligence, and perfect comic timing, she became the heart of the show. Audiences adored her as the grounded, relatable roommate next to the chaos of John Ritter's Jack Tripper and Suzanne Summers' Chrissy Snow. But while the world laughed with her on screen, behind the cameras, Joyce was fighting to keep herself together. Fame had come faster than she ever expected, and it came with a price she never saw coming. Joyce wasn't your typical Hollywood starlet. Born in Wheeling, West Virginia, and raised in Indiana, she came from a modest, hardworking family. Her passion for acting wasn't about glamour, it was about expression, about storytelling. She earned a master's degree in theater from UCLA, a rare achievement for actresses in that era. But when Three's Company became a cultural phenomenon, Joyce suddenly found herself in a world that didn't care about art. It cared about ratings, gossip, and money. As the show grew, tensions behind the scenes began to tear the cast apart. When Suzanne Summers demanded a huge salary increase, producers turned the dispute into a public circus. Joyce, a private person who valued loyalty and respect, was caught in the middle. She refused to pick sides, but her silence cost her everything. Hollywood labeled her difficult, and when Three's Company ended in 1984, the phone stopped ringing. Casting directors forgot her name. The woman who had once made millions laugh was now forgotten in the noise of new faces and newer shows. For many, that would have been the end, but not for Joyce. She disappeared from Hollywood, not because she failed, but because she needed to rediscover who she was. In interviews years later, she admitted, "I needed to find out who I was without Janet." She returned to theater, the place where her love for acting began. Traveling across the country, she performed in stage plays that brought her peace and purpose. Away from the spotlight, she found what fame had stolen freedom. But life wasn't without its pain. In 2003, the sudden death of her co-star and dear friend John Ritter devastated her. Joyce and John had shared a special bond, one built on respect and deep friendship. When he passed, she said softly, he was the heart of Three's Company. Without him, nothing was ever the same. That loss reminded her of how fragile everything truly was, how quickly laughter can turn into silence. In her later years, Joyce lived quietly, focusing on charity work and theater rather than television. She rarely sought attention, yet every time she appeared publicly, fans were reminded of her grace and sincerity. Unlike many stars who chased fame till the end, Joyce found strength in stepping away. Her story isn't one of failure, it's one of self-preservation. So when we talk about the tragedy of Joyce DeWitt, it's not about scandal or sorrow, it's about a woman who gave the world laughter, and in return found herself in silence. But maybe that silence was her victory. Because while fame fades, authenticity doesn't. Joyce DeWitt taught us that you don't need the spotlight to shine. You just need the courage to walk away and still remain unforgettable.